అది ఆఫ్ చేయి ఫ్యాన్. అది కాదు ఇది సెకండ్. श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः गुरवे सर्वलोकानां विषजे भवरोगिणां निधये सर्वविद्यानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः. The continuation of previous class about the first Mundaka, in which we have started Mundakopanishat Mantra Vyakhyana, the commentary of Mundakopanishat mantras. That tradition of Vedanta, which belongs to Maharshi Parampara. In that tradition, it was mentioned in the Mundakopanishat, Brahma Devanam Prathama Sambhavova, like that. शौनको हवै महाशालो अंगिरसं विधिवद उपसन्नः पप्रच्छ कस्मिन्नु भगवो विज्ञाते सर्वमिदं विज्ञातं भवति. We have taken the meaning of previous mantras. For the question of Shaunaka, the Angira says, Devidye veditavye iti hasmayad brahmavido vadanti parachaiva aparacha. Before explaining the mantra, let us go through the Bhashyakara's Bhashya Vyakhyanam. I would like to read out those lines which is very essential. These two Vidyas, Devidye. तस्मै शौनकाय अंगिरा किल उवाच किमित्युच्यते देविद्ये वेदितव्ये इति एवं हस्म किल यद् ब्रह्मविदो वेदार्थाभिज्ञाः परमार्थदर्शिनो वदन्ति केते इत्याह. पराच परमात्मविद्या अपराच धर्माधर्म तत्साधन. Here Bhashyakara says two kind of knowledge is to be known. Kasminnu bhagavo vijñāte sarvamidam vijñātam bhavati iti prashnah tasya samadhanam dvevidye veditavye. What does it mean? It means by understanding what the everything is understood. That was the question of vijñāte sarvamidam vijñātam bhavati. In Vedanta, it is called as Eka Vijñānena Sarva Vijñāna Pratigñā. By understanding a particular thing, everything will be understood. It is quite astonishing. How is it possible to understand a particular thing? How can a person can understand all those related to this one? Without explaining the central point of the Eka Vijñānena Sarva Vijñāna, nobody can. Here Bhashyakara says, Devidye veditavye evam hasmayad brahmavido vedartha vijñāh paramartha darshino vadanti kete para apara. To understand the whole universe, one needs to understand the cause of the world. Karana Vijñānena Karya Vijñānam. To know this Karana Vijnana, there is a path shown by Maharshis. According to Maharshis or Upanishads, it is two kind of Vidya, Paravidya. One is, another one is Aparavidya. Paramatma Vidya. Paravidya belongs to the knowledge of Paramatman. Aparavidya belongs to Dharma Dharma Tatphala Sadhana Vishaya. Dharma Sadhana, Dharma Phala Vishaya, Adharma Sadhana, Adharma Phala Vishaya. The part in Veda, there are two kind of dharmas are explained. One is Nivritti Dharma, another one is Pravarti Dharma. The Nivritti Dharma, that is Veda, belong to the Aparavidya or Purvamimamsa Shastra Vishaya. In the Aparavidya, it deals with the Dharma and Adharma. What is to be performed and how it is to be performed. What are the instruments? These are all explained in the part that is called as Aparavidya. Dharma, Adharma, Tat Sadhana, Tat Phala. Dharma Sadhanam Kim Bhavati, Adharma Sadhanam Kim Bhavati, Dharma Phalam Kim Bhavati, Adharma Phalam Kim Bhavati. Evam Dharma Dharmayoho Sadhana Phala Vishayini Vidya Aparavidya. That's why it is well elaborated in the ritual texts. For example, if a person wants to perform a yaga or a particular ritual, he must know what is the name of the yaga and what is the effect of the yaga and who is eligible to perform that yaga and what time it is to be performed, and at the time of performing what are the restrictions are there. These kind of knowledge very essential to perform the yagas. These are all explained in Rig Veda, Yajurveda, Samaveda, Atharva Veda. These are all the actions, action oriented knowledge, that is called as Aparavidya. Actions means yaga. Actions are yagas. Yagas to be performed to get a particular kind of effect or fruit. Vishishtam phalam kamayamanaha vishishtameva karma anutishtet. These are all the yagas will give us only anitya phala. That's why this kind of knowledge, Aparavidya, it is called as Aparavidya. Another one is Paravidya, which is Paramatma Vishaya, in which the knowledge of Brahman, the knowledge of Paramatman is to be known. It is explained in such a way, though it is not possible to explain the Paramatma Swarupa, in spite of that, Shastra tries to explain Brahman. That's why it is called as Paravidya. Why? Because Paramatman or Moksha or Sakshatkara, these are all the synonymous. In the Vedantic field, it is called as synonymous. Paramatman, Bhagavan, Paramatman, Brahman, Moksha, Jnanam, Sakshatkara, these are all synonymous. The knowledge which deals with the Paramatman, that is called as ननु कस्मिन् विदिते सर्वविद्भवति इति शौनकेन पृष्टं तस्मिन् वक्तव्ये अपृष्टम् आह अंगिराः द्वे विद्ये इत्यादि नैषदोषः क्रमापेक्षत्वात् प्रतिवचनस्य अपरा हि विद्या अविद्या सा निराकर्तव्या तद्विषये हि विदिते न किंचित् तत्त्वतो विदितं स्यादिति निराकृत्य हि पूर्वपक्षं पश्चात् सिद्धान्तो वक्तव्यो भवति इति न्यायात्. Why these two kind of vidyas are to be known? What is to be known? It is to be taught. That should be the primary duty of a teacher. If a student comes to a particular teacher and he wants to know a particular thing and he must reply to his question, what is to be known? It is to be said. Instead of that, here Angira says, for the question of Shaunaka, Shaunaka asked him, Kasminnu bhagavo vijñate sarvamidam vijñatam bhavati. By understanding what? Everything is understood. That is the question. By understanding what? That should be taught to him. Instead of veditavye iti hasmayad brahmavido vadanti parachaiva paracha. Why this type of answer given to him? Because paravidya, it is to be said. Before that, aparavidya is explained here. Why? Because as per the Bhashyakara says, kramapekshatvat prativachanasya. It requires some methodical response. Kramapekshatvat prativachanasya. Once a shishya or a disciple enquires about the true knowledge, says what is paravidya. That's why he replies in a manner, in a methodical manner. The first step, second step, third step, so on. In that way, he says, aparavidya tasmin vaktavye apruštamaha angira dve vidye veditavye iti tasya prashnasya samadhane kramapekshatvat prativachanasya aparahi vidya avidya sa nirakartavya. First of all, aparavidya, why it is explained aparavidya? Why? Because aparavidya avidya sahi nirakartavya tadvishayehi vidite also is a knowledge. Somebody may get such kind of knowledge, but after having such kind of knowledge, if he does not go further, he will not get the nitya phala. Aparavidya means it is nothing but avidya. Why? Because avidya means one who performs the yagas or rituals, he will have the kartrutva bhoktrutva buddhi. Kartrutva bhoktrutva buddhi purassaraha smaichit phalaya anutishtati. If we simply say a person, you perform this duty according to the advice of the teacher or guru or purohita, whatever he may be, if he devotionally obey his orders and he performs for a particular effect, and later on a particular stage he will get the effect of that ritual or performance, no doubt. Then what? After some time he will have that fruit and he will, one fine morning it will also come to an end. So these are all the anitya phalas. Anitya phala dwara kimapi naiva sadhayitum shakyate. Tadvishaye hi aparahi vidya vidya sa nirakartavya. Because this aparavidya, it is to be removed. Aparavidya, what does it mean? Aparavidya, avidya, ignorance. Because of such kind of ignorance only, a man will go to perform some kind of kama karma to get some kind of special fruits. But this is because of his ignorance. What kind of ignorance? The ignorance of self. First of all, he must know Atman. What is Paramatman? To know this, he must have some kind of knowledge about the self-ignorance. Once the knowledge of ignorance is known, he can try to remove it. Unless and until he knows the true swarupa of ajnana or avidya, he cannot remove it. If I am having some kind of ignorance, I will try to remove it. This is explained to Shaunaka. Aparavidya dharma dharma tat sadhana pala vishaya. In Vedas, in 4 Vedas, these kind of performances very well explained. So many yagas are explained, so many kamya karmas are explained, because there are so many anitya phalas, there are so many people, they want to get some kind of these anitya phala. So aparavidya also is explained. After completion of aparavidya, he comes to paravidya. Paravidya sacha paramatma vishaya. Paravidyayaha jnanena kimapi jnatam na bhavati, tadvidite kimapi viditam na bhavati, nirakritya hi purvapaksham paschat siddhanto vaktavya. Ajnanasya nirakaranaat param jnanam hi vaktavyam. Ayam margah esha pantha. Evam rupena paravidya aparavidyayaha anantaram abhidhiyate. Paravidya brahma vishayini vidya. This is brahma vido vadanti parajeva paraja. And the next mantra, tatra apara rigvedo yajurveda samavedo atharvavedah shiksha kalpo vyakaranam niruktam chandaha jyotishamiti athapara yaya tadaksharam adhigamyate. This is the 5th mantra of first Mundaka. Among these 2, para and apara vidya, aparavidya is explained in such a manner, tatra apara rigvedo yajurveda samavedo atharvavedaha. These 4 Vedas are well known. Rigvedaha, yajurvedaha, samaveda. Shad angani, shat anga, arthat shat 6 parts of Vedas. What are these parts? Tatra ka apara ityuchyate rigvedo yajurveda samavedo atharvaveda ityete chatvaro vedaha shiksha kalpo vyakaranam niruktam chando jyotishamityangani shad esha apara vidya. Among the shad parts are 6 parts of Vedas, shadangani. Shiksha anga of Veda, in which it teaches how to pronounce the words, what are the swaras. These kind of teaching will be seen in Shiksha, that is pronunciation of Vedic hymns or Vedic words. And then Shiksha kalpaha. Kalpo nama karmaswarupa pratipadako bhagaha kalpaha. Arthat, the kind of rituals what are the rituals and how it is to be performed. It is well explained in kalpas. And then everybody knows grammar. Grammar, prakriti purusha viveka. If a word, it is derived from which root? Meaning of the word, when without the suffix, what is the meaning? With a suffix, what is the meaning? These will be explained in the grammar. That is the third part of Shadanga. And then Nirukta. Niruktam means particular words are used in Vedas which requires a special definition. Such kind of definition will be available in Nirukta. And then Chandaha, Chandonama, meter. The metric portion is each and every hymns in Vedas, especially in Rig Veda, it has some particular yatha, ukta, tyukta, tatha, madhya, pratishtha, anya, supurvika, gayatri, ushnig, anuštupcha, brihati, panktirevacha, trishtupcha, jagati chaiva, tatha, ati jagati matha, shakvari, sa, atipurvasyat, ashti, atyashti, tatha smrtehe. Thus, in Vedas, some 6 to 7 meters are used as Panktihi, Gayatri, Anushtupu, Trishtupu, Jagati, Atijagati, Ushnik. These are all the chandas are used in Vedas. So, one must know the swarupa of meters. To know the mantras, the meaning of mantras, one must have the knowledge of meters also. The metric portion is called as chandas. And then at last, Jyotisham. Jyotisham, astrology. Astrology also it is very much required. Why? It is very much required. Why? Because a particular yaga or a ritual is to be performed. But at what time? One cannot perform any yagas in what at the time whatever he looks convenient. But fixed in the Shastras, a particular yaga is to be performed in a particular time to get a particular fruit. For example, Darsha Purnamasa Yaga. Darsha Purnamasa Yaga or Jyotishtoma Yaga or Karyareshti, these kind of yagas, at what time it is to be performed and at what time it is not to be performed. It is also essential to know at what time it is not to be performed. It is also very essential. Not only the timing, at what time it is not to be performed, it is also very essential. If the rituals are performed in a particular time, that will be effective. So, this kind of timing sense, it is very well explained in Jyotisha, that is called as astrology. So, to know the meaning of Veda, especially the pravritti dharma, kind of 6 angas, unless and until he knows the meaning of these 6 parts, he cannot understand the meaning of Vedas thoroughly. That is why this is very essential. So, after explaining this aparavidya, atha idanim iyam paravidya uchyate. Atha para yaya tadaksharam adhigamyate. This is the central point of this mulmyate. Yaya tadakshara adhigamanam. Yaya vidyaya aksharasya adhigamanam sa paravidya. That means paravidya means akshara adhigamani vidya. The knowledge of paravidya. The knowledge yat na ksharati na kshiyate na nashyati tad aksharam. Akshara-jnanam. Aksharam iti shabdena abhidhiyamanam yattattvam tadvishayakam jnanam aksharadhigamaha. Aksharadhigamani vidya, that is called as paravidya. Atha para yaya tadaksharam adhigamyate. Adhipurvasya gamehe prayashaha praptyarthatva. Aksharadhigamanam. Aksharasya praptim suchayati. Aksharadhigamani vidya. Nacha parapraptehe avagamarthasya bhedo asti. Here while explaining this paravidya or aksharadhigamani vidya, we must be very careful. Why we must be careful means, parapraptehe avagamarthasya na bhedo asti. Praptihi narthantaram parapraptihi nama. Paravidyaya aksharadhigama vidyaya parapraptihi. Ataha iyam paravidya. How it is paravidya? Because we will get the knowledge of Paramatman. Paramatma jnanena hi paramatma praptihi. Paramatma jnanam purvam prapyate anantaram paramatmanam prapnoti iti nartha. For example, in the previous portion of Vedas, that means in the Pravarti Bhaga, Pravarti Dharma Pratipadaka Veda Bhage, a karma or a particular mind, as the explanation given in the Vedic portion, one will have the knowledge about the yagas, a particular yaga. But only having that knowledge, he will not get the effect of that yaga. He is having the knowledge of yaga, that's all. There ends the matter. To get the effect or fruit, the phala of yaga, one must perform the yaga. That means, after knowing the swarupa of yaga, he has to perform it. After knowing, it needs some kind of action. So then action will be there. After that action only, at a later stage, he will get the effect of that yaga. Here, in Paravidya, Aksharadhigamani Vidya, if he knows Paravidya, he will become Paramatman himself. Adhigamanameva phalam bhavati. Adhigamanam anantaram kimapi kartavyam napekshate, kriyam napekshate. That is the difference para and apara. In apara vidya, after knowing, one needs to perform the duty. After completion of the ritual only, at a later stage, he will get the effect. Here in Paravidya, if you know the Paramatman, it paratva. Vidyayaha paratvam kim jnanenaiva phalam prapyate. Jnanottaram kartavyam kimapi nasti. That is the difference between para and apara. Avidyayaha apaya eva hi parapraptihi narthantaram. Because of ignorance, he was performing the rituals. He was having the sense of jiva, karta, bhokta, sukhi, dukhi, like that. After knowing the swarupa, this kind of ignorance will be removed. Avidyayaha apaya eva parapraptihi. Because this kind of ignorance was the hurdle to get or avidya or ignorance, it is a big hurdle. It is to be removed. Once it is removed, parapraptihi swayameva bhavati, atma sakshatkara swayameva bhavati. Nanu Rigvedadi Bhashya tarihi sa katham paravidya syan moksha sadhanam. Here is a discussion in the Bhashya. Aparavidya, it is quite different. Paravidya is also quite different. Aparavidya means Rigvedadi Vidya, Aparavidya. Tatra Apara Rigvedo, Yajurveda, Samaveda, like that it is explained. So Aparavidya is Rigvedadi Vidya. Paravidya, it is something different from Aparavidya. So Rigvedadi Vidyataha Bhashya Rupa Rigvedadi Bhashya Tarihi Sa Katham Paravidya. This is Paravidya. Katham Paravidya Bhavitum Arhati, Katham Va Idam Moksha Sadhanam Bhavitum Arhati. How this is the means to attain moksha. Paravidya is the means to attain moksha. This is the instrumental. Ya Veda Bhashya Smrtayaha iti smaranti. Veda Bhashyatve Pramanya Samshaya. Yadhi Veda Bhashyam Natat Pramanyam Bhajate. If Paravidya, it is Veda Bahirbhuta, other than Veda Bodhita Vidya, how can it be accepted? Pramanya Samshaya. Kudrishtitvad Nishphalatvad Anadeya Syat. That's why this kind of Paravidya, it is not acceptable to a Paravidya. Upanishadancha Rigvedadi Bhashyatvam Syat. If this is the case, what about Upanishads? Upanishads also will become Rigveda Bhashya Bhutaha Upanishadah. Why? Because in Upanishads, this is Paramatma Vidya is explained. If the Paramatma Vidya is Veda Bhashya Bhuta, Upanishadam api Veda Bhashyatvam, Upanishad Vidyayaha, the knowledge of or the knowledge which is explained in Upanishads are also Veda Bhashyatvat Apramanyam Bhajante. Rigvedaditvetu Prathakkaranam Anarthakam Atha Katham Apara iti Prathakkaranam Kimartham. Why the difference? You need not differentiate para and apara. If it is included in Rigveda or in Veda, it need not be shown as a separate one, but it is shown. Idantu samichinam nasti pramanye samshayo bhavati iti purvapakshi manute. Atha katham para iti tatra samadhanam bhashyakaranam na Veda Vishaya Vijnanasya Vivakshitatva. Vidya is not Veda Bahirbhuta. Why? It is Paravidya means Vedya Vastu, Vedya Vishaya Vijnanam. Vedyam Kim? Vedyam Paramatma Swarupam, Bhagavat Swarupam, Brahma Swarupam Vedyam. Tadvishayakam Vijnanam iti kratva idantu Aparavidyatah Prathakritya Pradarsyate. This is Paravidya. It is different from Karma. Paravidya belongs to Brahman. The knowledge of Brahman, it is very much explained in which Vidya, that is called Paravidya. That is the Vedyam. It is to be known, not else, anything else. Upanishad Vedya Akshara Vishayam hi Vijnanam iha Paravidyeti Pradhanyena Vivakshitam na Upanishad Shabdarashihi. Upanishad Shabdarashihi, that is very well included in Veda. Upanishad Nama Vedarashireva. But only knowing the Upanishad Shabda, Shabdartha Jnana, the word and meaning of the word, it is not essential. What is the spirit of Upanishad? The meaning of Upanishad, the spirit of Upanishad is Brahman, the knowledge of Brahman. So, Upanishad Vedyakshara Vishayam hi Vijnanam iha Paravidyeti Pradhanyena Vivakshitam na Upanishad Shabdarashi. You must take note of these sentences. Bhashyakara here, he says, Paravidyeti Pradhanyena Vivakshitam Vedyakshara Shabdavachya Paravidya iti na Vaktavyam. Vedyakshara Vishayam, Vedyam Jnatavam, which is to be known. That is explained in which, that is called as Paravidya. Veda Shabdenu to Sarvatra Veda Shabdarashihi Vivakshitaha. Veda Shabdena. Veda means Veda Shabdarashihi. The group of words, the group of hymns, that is called Vedarashi. Shabdarashyadhigamepi yatnantaram antarena guru abhigamanadi lakshanam vairagyancha nakshradhigamas sanbhavati iti pruthakkaranam brahmavidyayaha paravidya iti kathanancha. Shabdarashya adhigame, if you know what is explained in Veda about rituals, for that matter, even in 6 parts, Shadanga Jnanena Vedartha Jnane Sahakaraha Bhavati iti Vedartham Jnatum Prabhavati Tavata Vede Pratipaditasya Dharmasya Surupam Jnatum Prabhavet Parantu Vedyam Aksharam eva Vedyam Bhavati Tasya Jnanam Tavata Nasiddhyati. That's why yatnantaram antarena guru abhigamanadi lakshanam vairagyancha. Yatnantaram vina guru dwara. One must approach a teacher. By approaching teacher, by approaching a particular guru, a disciple has to sit in front of a guru and he will teach him. But simply Guru Abhigamanam and Vairagyancha Naksharadhigamas Sambhavati. Only approaching a Guru or Vairagya Prapti. Tavan Matrena Aksharadhigamaha Naiva Sambhavati. Idantu Guru Abhigamanam. In the Aparavidya also Guru Abhigamanam, it is very much essential. One must know how to approach a guru. A particular person approaches a guru, he will teach Vedas with Shadangas, in which the rituals are explained. The disciple, Shishya, also will grasp the knowledge of rituals. Having said that, it is not taught to him Aksharadhigamaha, Aksharavidya Naiva Ukta Bhavati. Kevalam Aparavidya, Aparavidyayaha Jnanottaram Kimapi Karma Apekshate. Paravidya Nama Jnanam Yadbhavati Bhagavataha Jnanottaram Karma Kimapi Napekshate. Ataha Pradhanyena Paravidya Evam Abhidhiyate. Pruthakkara. Though these two are knowledges, one knowledge requires, after having the knowledge, one must need to perform the duties to get the desirable effect. Whereas in Paravidya, if he will get the effect. Knowing itself is the effect. After knowing, there need not be any kind of performances. So this is called as Paravidya. The next manarannam achakshushtrotram tadapani padam nityam vibhum sarvagatam susukshmam tadavyayam yadbhutayonim paripashyanti dhiraha. We will take this mantra in the next class.